Good, I believe it's Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday morning here in Omaha, Nebraska. Little heat advisory in effect. So what we're gonna do is that we are leaving the house and we're on our way to train at Iron Heaven because it is the glorious pull day for you common folk that's back in biceps. And I'm going to be training with a bald head gorilla by the name of Nick Langer. So, with that being said, it's gonna be an intense, violent, but yet very focused workout. Reason being is that back is a body part he's trying to improve. I'm only training back once a week. So we really want to get in here, smash it, and then get done and try to recover as best as we can. So, not sure what's on the docket as far as exercises go, but what I do know is that it's going to be enjoyable. So, just a fair warning, don't look for much explanation in this video. Don't look for an advanced breakdown of why we're doing what we're doing. We're just gonna go, and maybe we'll be able to get a postscript in after. But yeah, as far as the actual training, don't expect much. So again, I don't get to lift with Nick on the regular like I used to when I was working at 3. But whenever I can get it in, I try to get it in as much as I can. Unfortunately, I just caught this 8 o'clock rush hour here in Omaha, so which really isn't a rush hour. Just a lot of people who can't fucking drive. So with that being said, we're about to get it in, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna talk. Started out with Prime Fitness Lat Pulldowns. Seeing as that the bar is long, if you have not noticed, it is a long bar with 2 attachments that go down even further. So you sitting on a normal seat and trying to do pull downs with these, absolutely not. It will not happen. Wonderful thing about it though is that the grip pronates. So what we ended up doing is that we ended up putting down a short box. And what we're really focusing on here is driving down with the elbows. My first set I didn't record, or our first set I didn't record, because 1, I just forgot to, but 2, it was just a bad set. I was doing more of a row rather than a pull down, and that's something you need to be aware of with any type of lat pull down bar, is that you don't want to turn it into a row. It is a pull down, so the elbow goes straight down as much as possible, and you're just trying to get a very strong contraction in your mid-back and your rhomboids. Now I want you to notice how Nick is doing it. Nick is rotating his hands at the top of the movement, really releasing slow and pulling down. So that's something that I'll have to get used to. He's been playing with it for a couple of weeks. I really don't use that bar like that, but the way that it lit my lats up, I'm probably going to start doing it. So if you have any type of specialty bar like that, especially from Prime Fitness, a company that's pretty much new, and they've really been hammering out some really quality equipment, pick it up, use it, try it out. Again, this lit up my lower lats, my mid-back, my rhomboids, and it was a good start off to the workout. Now we move on to the big Berthas, or what I like to call the big Berthas, the chest supported row. This particular piece is made by Magnum. It is a very, very heavy duty piece. And as you can see where the plates are loaded on at, it's longer than most chest supported row machines. So you can handle more weight on it. Yippee! So this was our pretty much our bread and butter exercise for the day. Um, as you can see, me and Nick are using two different grips. I'm using an overhand because I'm trying to emphasize that upper back, lower trap, rhomboid area, mid back area, whereas Nick needs more overall back thickness, but especially lat thickness. So he's using more of a neutral grip, or using a neutral grip rather. I just, we're using two different grips because we need to emphasize those parts of the back, and that's a good thing with a machine like this, is that you'll be able to emphasize different parts of your back. Ideally, I probably would have had more of a grip in between the neutral grip and the straight bar overhand grip, but obviously not every machine is made perfectly, so you do with what you got. However, on our last work set, which was 4 plates, we ended up doing a drop set, which pretty much shows you that any grip you pick sucks overall, because when you're dropping the weight, it just really hammers you down. And then on top of that, a static hold and good night nurse. That was exceedingly fun. There's really no other way to describe it. So moving on, went to our second heavy rowing movement, which is the Arsenal Strength low row. We did these single arm style. Worked up to 4 plates and a quarter. tried to get a good stretch as much as we could. I think we set the stoppers a little bit too high, so I couldn't get full of a stretch as I wanted to. But Nick, little Tyrannosaurus Rex arms, was able to. But even still, it hit the lat right in the sweet spot where we were looking for, and there's really nothing fancy about this one. I want you to notice how Nick is driving his elbow back. I want you to look at my video and notice how I'm driving the elbow back. A lot of people with back training, they screw up. You have to think of your hands as hooks. The movement is really initiated at the elbow. So if you just think hooked hand, elbow back, hooked hand, elbow back, and then as you start the descent of the rep, stretch, you'll have a much better outcome with your back training. So you're constantly having to cue yourself when you're training a muscle group as complex as back, especially since you can't visually see it while you're training it. So you're really going on feel. Nick made the point that he's just now able, as advanced as he is, he's learned how to mechanically activate his lats. It's not just a haphazard set of pull downs. It's not just a bunch of rows to improve a body part. You have to improve the mind muscle connection. That is a very real thing. Okay? You don't have to have a fucking science paper to know that if you connect with your muscle better, you'll have better development. Okay? Also, while we're on that subject, activations. Muscle activations don't really work for people that don't have anything to activate. So if you're trying to do back activations or chest activations and you have zero muscle, guess what? It is not going to work. Last exercise or exercise combo for the day. Rear facing front pull downs, and superset that with some stiff arm pull downs with the neutral grip bar. I was on the fence about how these would feel, and I definitely needed some coaching cues for the simple fact that I wasn't executing the exercise as proficiently as I thought I would. But this is a Charles Glass special. It really hits the mid back area where a lot of bodybuilders lack, and that's definitely somewhere that I lack. So it was a good suggestion by Nick to do, and we ended up supersetting that. We started off doing that kind of a lat pull down, and then turning around and then doing a normal close grip pull down, but we didn't like the feel of that, so we just opted to do the superset with the stiff arm pull downs. Again, notice how he's locking down his scapula first, and then he's driving with his elbows. He's not starting the movement at his hands or with his biceps or any of that. Locking the scapula down, then driving with the elbows. That you have to always be mental when it comes to your back training. So if there's any huge takeaway from a video such as this, is that understand that bodybuilding is intensity techniques, execution, movement selection, movement organization. Those are all things you need to think about. Don't fall in love with these Instagram models that just throw a bunch of damn shit exercises together and say, woo, hard workout. No, think about what you're doing. Your workout should go into 4 different phases: an activation and a pump, an activation exercise, your muscle damage exercise, which is your big compound movement. Then it goes into your damage, and then it goes into your stretching movements. So that's just my opinion. Throw in some intensity techniques and you'll build a phenomenal physique. All right, well, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I lost my fucking headphones, so expect more videos. But thank you for watching. If you got any questions, please comment down below. I am open for one-on-one online programming, workout movement selection, and all that. So please get at me, and talk soon. Later.